If you want a reading, type in the comments, I would like a reading. And let me know if you could hear me too. Let me know if you could hear me. Type in the comments. If you want a reading, let me know. Type in the comments. If you want an astrology reading or a mini love reading or a tarot reading, let me know. Leave your comment in the comment section, please, so I can at least see your comment. If you have a tarot question, I'd be happy to answer that for you. The first 3 people are free. So just type your question in. Or if you want a mini love reading, I do need your birthday. Anybody have an astrology or a tarot question? Anybody have an astrology or a tarot question? I'd be happy to do that for you. Just put in the comments, I want an astrology reading or a tarot reading. Keep in mind, if it's astrology, I do need your birthday. Tarot, I just need your question. So if any of these things interest you, please leave a comment. If you want an astrology or a tarot reading, leave a comment. Those if you want to, first 3 people are free. So if you want a mini love reading, let me know via astrology or tarot. Just let me know. Leave it in the comments. Some of you who know me from livevisions.com, it's the same. livevisions.com or lauralovecoach.com. Same website. 3 people. First 3 are free. Leave a comment if you want a reading. I see 2 people in here right now. I know it's early in the morning. I'm here just testing things out because I had to change my equipment. So I figured I'd do a few readings since I was signing in the middle of the night. Any of you want a reading? Can you at least hear me? I'm just testing out my equipment to make sure I can hear me. Comments, great. Hi, Nikki, how are you? Can you hear me good? Did you want an astrology reading or a tarot reading, or are you just letting me know that my mic is working? I'm glad to hear that. Did you want a reading today, Nikki? Astrology reading. Okay, great. I just need your birthday, your birthday in your city, state, country, and the time of birth. Hi, Andrea. How are you? Thanks for coming in. November 25th. Okay. Okay, great. I'll give you a tarot reading, Risa. You're next, okay? Whoever says they want a reading is next. Nikki, November 25th. And what year is that? And then I do need, okay, got it. City, state, country. And do you know the time of your birth? Okay, Chinmay, you're next. 11:05 a.m. Great. And I'm on by. Alrighty. Let me just put it in, and then I'll start your reading. Hold on one second. Others of you can write your tarot. For those of you who want tarot, put your tarot questions in. And I'm going to enter, change, edit data. Okay. I'm just going to put, since we're just doing online today. All right. And this is Nikki. Hopefully you can see your chart up here. And that is your chart. And okay. I want to make sure I have it all right. Okay, got it. Okay. All right, so here's what we have. All right, so let's get into it. So, right away, I'm looking at your chart and your Aquarius rising. Your Venus is in the 12th house conjunct Uranus. Wow. Okay. In Capricorn. Wow. So the fact that your Venus is in Capricorn, it tells me you're very, very serious about love. You're not looking for the good time. You're looking for the long time, right? However, because Venus is conjunct Uranus and Aquarius rules is your rising, you may need a sense of freedom in the relationship, you know? Just for right now, I'm going to ask nobody type because I just want to hear from Nikki, because I just want responses from her to validate or invalidate what I'm saying, okay? So I do see, because Venus is conjunct Uranus, love can be very up and down. But because maybe there's a sense of wanting independence, freedom, liberation, and you don't want somebody who's too possessive, too controlling, or anything like that with this placement. I do see that, because your ascendant is Aquarius, and you have Uranus next to your Venus. Hopefully I'm going to turn my volume up so you can hear me. Now when I look at Mars tells me how you like what you're attracted to in a man, right? So you have Mars at 27 degrees in the 6th house, right? In Cancer. So 27 degrees breaks down to a 3 when you use the degree theory, right? So you want somebody who's very good at communication, and you want somebody who is sensitive and nurturing, because you like maybe a little bit of a shy guy a little bit, right? And maybe somebody who works in the service field. He doesn't have to, but because it's in the 6th house, you could be attracted to people who are kind of in the service field, right? Now, I do see what you attract for marriage, okay? What you attract for marriage is, because you're Aquarius rising, you may attract somebody who is either famous, or when they walk into a room, everybody notices them, because it's ruled by Leo, okay? And that you have the sun in the 10th house, right? So you may meet this person through your status, his status, your status, whatever your title in life is. You could meet this person through in that way, right? Because I'm going to tell you this, there's a difficult situation here, because you have Saturn in the 1st opposing the 7th house, right? And whenever Saturn is harshly aspecting the 7th, it can create a marriage that, you're born in 92. I don't know. Have you been divorced, Nikki? Because it shows me a first marriage may not last, because Saturn is aspecting. If you get married before 35, they may not last, okay? We're just doing mini love readings today, Nikki, because if I got into the financial stuff, I'd be here an hour. I would be here for hours on each person. If you want a full reading, you can go to my website. I'd be happy to do this. You're single. Were you married before, though? Did you have a long-term relationship that ended? Because Saturn is creating a very harsh aspect to this area. If you have not been married, your marriage could stand the test of time, as long as you're married after 35. Before 35, that relationship could end, because Saturn is saying you don't know either all there is to know about you yourself or the other person. But Leo can be somebody who's very charismatic, good looking. When they walk into a room, they command attention, right? You have a long-term relationship, okay, but you've never been married to that person. If you've never been married, that's good. But if you marry after 35, if you marry too soon, too quick, that may end in divorce. I always tell people, when you have Saturn aspecting harshly to your 7th house, wait till 35 before you get married. Because if you get married after 35, it may stand the test of time. So that's very, very good, okay? Now, I look here, and your sun is 3 degrees Sagittarius conjuncting Mercury and Pluto. Well, because your Mercury is conjunct Pluto, you're not afraid to talk about very taboo subjects that maybe people would be, like astrology or tarot, or maybe even sex or something like that. You would be okay communicating about very secretive and taboo things. I do see that. Your sun is 3 degrees Sagittarius. So I see that for you, your status could be very important to you in this life, and you're going to use something with communication is going to be huge for you. I do see this, because 3 degrees breaks onto communication in the degree theory. You're waiting to turn 35. Okay, great. Your moon is in Sagittarius too. So you were born on or around a new moon. So I will say to you, moon in Sagittarius. Now, you may, when you're upset, you may want to travel. You may just want to get out of Dodge. I'm doing this, right? You could be like emotionally, sometimes it may bother you when something is unjustified, like unjust, period. You felt is wrong, right? Maybe spirituality could be important to you, or your belief system could be important to you. All of those things could be important, especially with moon in Sagittarius. Now, moon is also mom. So maybe your mom is considered a foreign person. Maybe she was a foreign person to the country you moved to. I don't know. But that could be. It doesn't always have to be. Now, with Venus in the 12th house conjuncting Uranus, you could have a very unconventional, the way love plays out could be very unconventional to you, right? And it could be you could be very secretive about love and or money in your life. You could be keeping a lot of things to your chest when it comes to these things. Now, when it comes to just dating, like bringing in people to your life, your fifth house is ruled by Gemini. So for you, if looks may get them in the door, but brains will keep them there. So if the lights are on and nobody's home, you're not interested. I want to say the erogenous zone is the mind here. You really need to be mentally stimulated when dating someone, because otherwise, and they have to be able to carry a very good conversation and have really good witty banter, or you could be not interested, right? So I see that happening, right? And I will say same thing for dating. If you meet people through your status in some way, like you work somewhere and they say, oh, you have to see the cashier, you're that cashier, right? Oh, you have to see Bob's daughter, you're Bob's daughter. It's something about your status is how you're going to meet people in this lifetime. I do see that, right? Now, you do have Chiron at 23 degrees in your seventh house of relationships. So I do feel like seventh house is not always partnership. It could be a business partnership, and it could be the public, others, right? So you may feel hurt in your life by something with a partner. It has to do with friends, groups, and organizations, right? Something about your status, and it affects your status. And it could be maybe, your love life could be in the public eye, which is why you're very secretive about your love life and money. Because there's something that could be very public with that sun in the 10th and your seventh house being ruled by Leo, that could be very public about your love life, and you just want to keep things quiet. I do see that. Okay. So, Venus is how you flirt, right? Venus is how you flirt. And with Venus in the 12th house in Capricorn, conjuncting Uranus, I want to say, for you, it may feel awkward a little bit because maybe you're a little shy, maybe you're reserved, you're wanting something that's secure and stable. You're not looking for the good time, you want the long time, right? But also with Uranus so close to Venus, the way you flirt, you may feel awkward, like you're saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. And the best thing to do when you have Uranus so close to Venus when it comes to flirting and you're a female is to be friends first. And it makes things so much more comfortable. You know what I mean? And let me see if I can get the transits and see if you're any harsh aspects to your love life right now. Let me see. Today is the 21st, yes. Is that okay with transits? All right. So when it comes to your love life, you have Mars right there right now. Now Mars is retrograde, right? So you're going to be rethinking and reevaluating your love life right now. Somebody very well could come back from the past back into your life in the next, between now and even in I want to say now, as we get into January, you may hear from somebody from the past. And then Mars is going to go into Cancer, and it's going to have you rethink and reevaluate your work and your dating activities, all of that stuff, right? Now we have Venus in your first house, conjuncting Saturn right now. So you may feel like, wow, the pickings are slim, my love life sucks. You may feel just very serious about love and relationships too. But you may feel like you feel restricted here. And maybe you feel restricted because things are secretive, private, because Saturn is ruling that 12th house. Also, let me see here. Venus is ruling your 9th house, and it is also ruling your 4th house. So when it comes to maybe marriage, maybe moving in together, you wanting something more serious, I feel, when it comes to love and relationships. So, and maybe you feel restricted at this moment. Saturn is transiting through your 2nd house, and that's about money, and that's probably why you asked me about money. It could be a little, you have to work extra hard for the money. You have to maybe save more with Saturn in the 2nd. It could be very difficult, I'm not gonna lie. With Uranus in the 4th house, ups and downs with home, and maybe it has to do with a partner, and you feel restricted. I do see that. With Jupiter in the 5th house, now, if you're of childbearing age, be careful, because you could have ups and downs with kids right now, but also there could be unexpected pregnancy too. So because Jupiter could be multiples. I mean, I always tell people when Jupiter transits your 5th to be careful when you're getting pregnant, because you could get twins or something crazy. But also there could be more children in your family, like kids having kids and all that stuff, depending on your age. Anyway, that's my little mini reading for you as far as love goes. Oh, and your moon is transiting your 8th house, which can make you very emotional when it comes to intimacy, or when it comes to joint resources, joint finances, money or others, money they owe you. There's an emotional component here. And because your 8th house is ruled by Virgo, you really need words of affirmation when it comes to intimacy. I will say that's going to be huge for you. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Nikki. I hope you liked it. I hope it was accurate for you. Yeah, waiting to turn 35 before getting married is a very good idea. I'm looking at your comment. Okay, who is the next person here who said, oh, Risa wants a tarot reading. Risa, what is your question, please? Everything's above the horizon. Yes, I know. Risa. Let's see here. Is Risa still in here? Everything you're saying is very true. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you for the confirmation. Thank you. So Risa is next. I'm taking 3 people for free. So we took 1 already. And we had Nikki. Next is Risa, who wants a tarot reading. Is my twin flame? Is he my twin flame? And is he coming back? Okay, so what is he? Who is he? What is his? Just, I don't need his full name. I just need his first name. Yep. And we have 1 more after this, you guys. So whoever asks me a question, I'll take them. And if you want a reading from me, I can still go. But after 3 people, it's going to be $33.33. And then the website, let me put it in my banner. Hold on. I'll put it in my banner so you guys know. And then I'll come back to his name. All right, here we go. And there's that. Okay, let's go to the comments. Back to the comments. And his name is Kyler. Okay. Okay, so you want to know if Kyler is your twin flame. Show me. Is Kyler Risa's twin flame? Show me. Show me. Is Kyler Risa's twin flame? Is Kyler Risa's twin flame? Is Kyler Risa's twin flame? Ooh, they flew everywhere. Oh, there's something there then. Okay, show me. Is Kyler Risa's twin flame? Show me. Yes. Is Kyler coming back to Risa? Is Kyler going to come back into the relationship with Risa? You got a yes on that. So you're not done with him, just so you know. Okay, let me get my cards that flew across my floor. You know, when they fly like that, you know, that means something too. That means that, like, maybe there's a lot of ups and downs right now. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pause this music because it's getting in my way. We had the most intense relationship I ever had, but only lasted 2 months, broken up for 3 months. Oh, well, he's coming back, I feel. I feel he's going to come back. I don't think you're done with him. And because the cards like flew like totally out of my hands, and I think things are very uncertain right now. And maybe he doesn't know where he's going in his love life. You know, there's a lot of confusion. But I don't think you're done with him. So let's see who is next. Who is the next? And I'm going according to Chinmay. Wants an astrology reading. Is Chinmay still in here? I saw her on the top. She could have left. I don't know. Oh, there you go. Chinmay. Yes. Chinmay. Okay, I just need your birth details. Your birthday, month, day, year, and your city, state, country, and then the time of your birth. And anyone after that who wants a reading, it's $33.33 for astrology, $10 for tarot, and you would send it to paypal.me/livevisions, and I'm sent it immediately. So while we're on here, if a payment comes through, I will take you. August 18th, 92. And just so you know, this is a mini love reading. If I do a full chart, it's going to take an hour. So, country, India time. Okay, do you know what part of India? Is that in Mumbai too? Or is it a different part? Oh, okay. I didn't have to change that part on that then. Okay, let me go there and change the map. And you can see the chart as I pull it in. All right, here we go. Edit. Okay, this is August 18th. Oh, 92. Same year, huh? And this is 8 p.m. 8 p.m. in Mumbai, India. Continue. All right, let me make sure I got everything right before I start yapping. August 18th, 92, 8 p.m. Okay, sounds good. Alrighty, here we go. Let me get rid of this thing. It's bothering me. I hate when they put ads on this. I can't see. All right, here we go. Whoa, you got a lot going on. Alrighty, especially right now. You got your chart is very active. I will say that. Shit. All right, let's get into it. First things first, you're a Pisces rising and you have Saturn right on your damn ascendant. I'm going to tell you one thing. When Saturn was in your 12th house, you could have had a lot of loss. It could have been very difficult. And I feel like you just a few years back, you had your Saturn return, which was probably very difficult. You have so much going on. You have transiting Venus on your natal Saturn right now. So if this is a very private about love or money or something like this, you're feeling very restricted right now in your with friends, groups, organizations, or something very private here. You have Saturn almost on your ascendant, and I know that it's difficult, but it's not as difficult as Saturn in the 12th, in my opinion. So when Saturn goes into your first house, right, it's going to aspect the 7th, and this is going to create a little bit difficulty in your relationships because now it's going to be going into your a couple more degrees. Okay, it'll be going into your first house. So therefore, this coming year, you may find that relationships, you're going to see the cracks of the relationships. They're just going to show them to you. You know, you're going to see, you're going to get more serious about relationships. You're not going to want to put up with any bull crap. You're going to call people on their crap when Saturn's in the first house. And they're going to call you on your crap too, because don't forget, you're a mirror. And I always tell people, when you're having a very difficult Saturn transit, you want to do everything above board. No affairs, no cheating, nothing. And not that you would do that. I feel, well, you're socially anxious because of the fact that Aquarius rules the electrical impulses in the body too. And right now you have Saturn, your natal Saturn's in Aquarius, and you have transiting Venus activating it. Okay. But back to your Saturn that's on your first house. So you, when it goes into your first, it's about to go in your first. And right now you got it opposing like the moon right there, right? So you could feel more emotional, and your emotions could be crazy right now in a relationship because the moon is conjuncting Jupiter. So all these feelings could be coming out to the surface, and it makes you want to talk. It makes you I want to talk about it. Mercury's in the 9th house. You may be speaking about your beliefs, your feelings, people at a distance you could be talking to as well. But, and I feel like, as we talk again about Saturn on your ascendant, because that is huge, that's going to last 2.5 years. You're going to, how do I say this? You're going to be weeding people out. You may feel like the pickings are slim, but you may have karmic ties, karmic relationships you could be dealing with. I will say that. But it will get better with time. Okay. Saturn also will be squaring your 4th house, right? So it may create difficulty in the home and difficulty with your status. But if you ask me, Saturn in the 12th is more difficult. And so it moving its little ass out of your 12th house into your first is way better. That's just my opinion, though. Now you have, transiting Mars is conjunct, Mars is retrograde. Okay. So a few weeks back, you could have really communicated in a harsh way. Like you could have been really pissed off and like really maybe telling somebody where to go and how to get there. You could have been really upset. But right now, Mars is retrograding. You're rethinking, reevaluating love and romance and even children, right? And you're rethinking and reevaluating your status and your life direction. The sun is on your north node. Your chart is so activated right now. Your sun is on your north node about the direction in your life. And you're like, okay, where do I go? And the north node is 20, your natal north node is 28 degrees. 28 degrees has a lot to do with your fourth house, your home, your family, domestic stuff, oh, where's my status when it comes to my home and family and all of this, right? And it may have to do right now with a relationship, or the last couple of weeks, you may have been rethinking and reevaluating love and romance with Mars retrograde in the fifth, and children. And let me just move this up. You have Jupiter. Do you see how active your chart is? You have Jupiter conjuncting natal Mars right now. So you could have a lot of angry feelings coming to the surface, right? And I want to talk about it with Mercury in that ninth house in Sagittarius. You want to talk about your belief and your thinking on either foreign people, foreign lands. Let's see, your belief system. Yeah, I just think that it's activating that Mars, or either that you're wanting to take action to you. I don't even. It could be that, or you want to travel too. Mercury in the ninth can make you feel like, I want to get out of Dodge. I want to travel. Okay, so let's get into the basics of the mini love reading. I just got sidetracked because you have a lot going on. Your natal Venus is in Virgo, conjuncting Jupiter, and Venus is in the sixth, very close to the seventh. So for you, Venus is how we flirt. And it's also the way love plays out, because Venus is in Virgo. You got to be careful of being overly analytical and detail oriented. And if you're overly of service to others, you have to make sure that nobody takes your kindness for weakness. She says, I want to travel and take action. Yes. Okay, there you go. And I will say, Venus in Virgo, you got to be careful not to be hypercritical. Sometimes, oh, his hair looked funny and I'm not sure I want to date him. You know what I mean? It could be very hypercritical. It could be. But what you draw in for dating is your fifth house. So you have Cancer. You could draw in people who are very sensitive, very nurturing, very shy, right? And you also have Mercury in the tail end of the fifth house, almost to the sixth, right? So maybe something that somebody said while you were dating could have hurt you in your lifetime. But you also want someone who's communicative. I do see that. You may meet people that you're dating, particularly like, okay, in your chart, it's saying you may meet a lot of these people at your work. Your day-to-day, either your work or their work, or your day-to-day activities or theirs. So I see that going on. The person you draw in for marriage, and let me see where Saturn is in the 12th. Okay, good. So for marriage, I feel like you draw in someone who could be very analytical and detail oriented, critical. Maybe this person is also, people who have a lot of Virgo energy, they could be hypercritical, but they can also be very hard on themselves. And right now, with Moon in Virgo for you, right on the seventh house, conjuncting Jupiter, you could be very, very looking at things forward, sideways, and backwards. Well, what could I have done? What should I have said? And all of these things, because Moon in Virgo, particularly transiting right now, as of today, conjuncting your natal Jupiter, a lot of emotion that you want to talk about, but also don't forget the Mercury can be also the way you're looking at things forward, sideways, and backwards. That could be that too. You know what I mean? I want to roam the world, but I feel anxious and restricted. Okay. So, well, Jupiter can rule foreign people from foreign lands. It can. But yeah, I just feel like transiting, you could be emotional in regards to others, partnerships, and all that stuff. Also, let me see what else we have here. So partnership, you may, let me find your natal. Okay, you may meet a partner through doing something fun or something that you like, but maybe it's work related, because Mercury is very close to the fifth, almost to the sixth. And so you may meet a person for marriage that is a very analytical, detail oriented. I always say like Virgo energy could be like the Martha Stewarts of the zodiac, the event planners, the party planners, all of that. But a guy in a guy form, like accountant, maybe an accountant, even something like this. but somebody who has a very analytical and detail oriented mind, they just have to be careful of being too hypercritical, right? Mercury, your natal Mercury is in Leo. So when you talk, people do listen, right? So, when you speak, people do pay attention. So that is good. You do need a person who's going to value that when you're looking for dating, okay? Who's like, oh, okay, well, in other words, somebody who wants you to be subservient may need not apply. I don't think that's going to fly with your Mercury and Leo. No way. Um, what else do we have here? So the way you handle natally your emotions, you have Moon in Aries. Wow. Okay, 22 degrees. So that means that you could get pissed off easy, but you also forgive easy too. So in other words, you may and I can relate. I'm an Aries sun, but the way you handle your emotions, you could fly out the handle, and then somebody's like, "Well, you don't understand. It's this way." Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, but you already got pissed. You know what I mean? So you're really good at though Aries energy could be very good at taking ownership and saying, "Oh yeah, I sorry about that. I acted too fast, right?" So, but I will say you don't stay mad forever. But when it comes to your feelings and your emotions, you're not afraid to let them like, "Hey, I'm going to let you know how I feel." And with the ruler to this is Mars, and Mars is in Gemini, and it's in the house of communication, very close to the fourth house of home. You're not afraid to communicate how exactly you feel. And right now, hurt feelings or trying to heal hurt feelings could be coming to the surface because we have transiting Chiron hitting your natal moon. So these feelings could come to the surface, and they could have to do with money. And maybe you get really frustrated at work or a job that you're doing or something like this. And Aries ruling the second house can have a lot to do with entrepreneurship, right? It can have a lot to do with like working for like the army, the police, the military, firefighting, industrialists, athletes, cutting knives. So it could be a beautician, a personal trainer, a fitness coach, or an athlete. Anyway, just going on to that. Um, let's see. And that's your second house of money. But I think the way you make money, you're going to do something like with communication. I feel very strongly about that. What else am I seeing here? Ba, ba, ba. So who you drawing for dating? We talked about who you drawing for marriage. How others see you. You have a Pisces rising. You may feel like very intuitive, very it's not what they say. It like you could read through things. You may even have the gift of remote view where you see things in your mind's eye when you're sleeping. Um but this is a very psychic indicator, just so you know, having a Pisces rising, very much so. And let me see, your moon's there, your Pluto in Scorpio. Wow, that rules mediumship ability. That is also very good in the eighth house, right? But because your eighth house is Libra, I want to say when it comes to intimacy, even give and take is really important to you, and mutual feelings is going to be very important to you when it comes to intimacy, obviously. So Libra is about fairness. It's also about tact and, nothing tacky or tawdry need not apply, right? And also it's about class and grace, right? So, you know, I guess if a guy was like, hey, let's try to, I don't know, do something in my car, you'd be like, what? You're very classy in that way, is what I'm trying to say. And anybody who treats you less than, you're going to be like, no, thanks. Um, what else do we have here? Mercury. You're being hit by a lot of transits though right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like Jupiter is going to be hitting your fourth house, which in a way is good. Jupiter hitting Mars very close to your fourth house may make you think that you may want to move, right? You may want to take action and move. And if you do, it could be abroad because I have Mercury in the ninth right now, specifically. But Jupiter will be here for half of the first quarter, at least for the 2025. So, yeah, I will say while Jupiter in this last year has been in your third house, using your skills of communication or advertising, if you're in business in that way, could have been very beneficial to you. I do see that too. Anyway, your North Node, like I said, is in the 10th house. You're wondering, where am I going in my status? I'm not sure where I should be going. And Jupiter in the third house is going to help you. Communication is going to help you, right? And yes, to know where you're going. That's what I see here. So anyway, that's kind of a little mini, because I can't be doing this too long for each person, a synopsis of what I see going on for you. Let me know if it was accurate, inaccurate, or what you felt. I can take it. I want to know. So you're saying you want to travel. Yep. You want to roam the world but feel anxious. Yes, absolutely correct. I'm a long-term relationship since 8 years. Okay. Oh, by the way, I wanted to say when Saturn goes into your first house, it is not the time to get married. And I know you want to know about your, like, with that sun on the North Node right now. Sun on the North Node is like, there could be a big beaming light for you, putting you on the path you need to be on, right? And this is in regards to your work, okay? Because the sun rules your sixth house of work. Just letting you know that. But if you're wanting to get married or something, Saturn in the first house, because it will be going in your first house this year, um, it looks like that would be, I would say, in the next 2.5 years, I would wait, because it's like starting off on a bad foot with Saturn's in the first house. At least wait till it gets into your second, because it's looking at the seventh, because it'll create problems. How do you get over travel anxiety? Hmm. The only thing that I could say would be meditation or something. Yeah, you have your Mars in Gemini, which is very cerebral. Oh, Mars in Gemini. That's, you also need somebody who has a drive that matches yours in an intimate sense. Um, what else do you have? Oh, the kind of guy you're attracted to. Like, I talked about that, right? Is somebody who's very intellectual, because if the lights are on and nobody's home, you're not going to be interested with Mars in Gemini. Um, what else? Travel anxiety. Your moon is in Aries, but your Mercury is in Leo. Okay. It could be just right now, because I feel like you have your moon conjunct Jupiter in Virgo right now in the seventh. And that can make you feel a little bit, and with Mercury transiting your ninth, that could make you, I don't think you're going to have it forever. Is this just a new thing for you? Is this a new thing for you, Chinmay? Because you do have Venus in Aquarius as well, and Aquarius rules your electrical impulses of the body, and Saturn making you feel restricted, but Venus is also making you very private. Saturn rules Capricorn, so you may feel restricted with friends, groups, and organizations. And let me see what else. Uranus. You also may feel restricted with communication about love and or money, and you feel restricted. Like maybe you want to talk to a friend about something, but you feel like you can't. But as far as travel, I don't know. Aquarius does rule the electrical impulses of the body. That's all I'm thinking. Mercury does rule the cerebral, like your thought patterns. So can the moon. The moon is in conjunct Jupiter. You have a lot of emotions, I think, going everywhere right now. I think this will pass, is what I'm feeling. Okay. Will you get a new job you love? Well, I think something's going to be coming for you right now, because the sun is exactly on your North Node um, in Sagittarius right now. And I think that's going to be illuminating a lot of things for you. That's what I think. And the sun rules your sixth house of work. So I think I would apply if I were you. Now, the jobs that I mentioned that rule Aries, remember I mentioned a lot of jobs that require, either self-employment or athletic, or something where you're using sharp objects like cutting knives or something. And you have sixth house Leo, all your work houses are fire. So, okay, don't forget, sixth house Leo could be government too, working with the government employees. The sixth house is your work environment, right? Or you may have dealing with politics. You could be an authority at work, public eye, or a doctor or a jeweler could also be Leo ruled there. Now, if you have the 10th house, which is the pinnacle of your career, is Sagittarius, that would be law. I would say, are you working for the government or a lawyer or something like this? Now, Sagittarius could also do with religion, judges, teachers, writers, publishers, athletics, imports, exports, teaching, foreign people, foreign lands, outdoor sports like hiking and camping as well. So I hope this was helpful to you. You have traveled abroad before and have enjoyed it. Yeah, I just think that Chinmay, this is just a transit. Once these transits pass, the moon won't be on that Jupiter very long. Mercury's a fast-moving planet. I would say give it a month or so. You're not going to feel the same way you do now. It's just anxiety based on the transits. That's what I think. Uh-huh. Stephanie, you want to know if you're going to get a new job that you love. Stephanie, will I get a new job that I love? Stephanie, will I get a new job that I... You're welcome, Chinmay. Stephanie says, will I get a new job that I love? Show me. Will I get a new job that I love? Yes, 6 of Rods. That's a victory card. That is a really good card. Yes, you will. You definitely will, Stephanie. Yes. So if anybody else want a reading, you need to go to paypal.me/live visions and send 3333. Okay. And if you liked your reading, if you want to give me a bonus or something, you can do that as well. Let me see. How do you get over a breakup? I want to say distance and time. Don't be like, oh, we could be friends, we can hang out, because it's going to keep you stuck. You know, just give some time in between so you can like move forward. Give some space. All right, you guys. If you want a reading, go to paypal.me/live visions. And if it's a tarot question, $10. And if it's a mini love reading, like with the astrology, it's $33.33. It's paypal.me/live visions, LIVEVISIONZ. And I think I have my thing on silent. Let me just turn it on, just in case, because if I did get a payment, let me look at it. All right. Okay. So anybody else want a reading? Andrea, if you want a tarot reading, you go to paypal.me/live visions, LIVEVISIONZ, and I'd be happy to help. And it's just it's $10. And it's not going to be a one-card reading or something like that. Okay. You're welcome, Chinmay. I hope this was helpful to you. You guys, some of you guys, I don't know if you follow me. If you're not following me on here, please do so. And also, please follow me on the TikTok. I'm looking to go live on TikTok. I just signed up there, and I need more subscribers. Oh, hey, Andrea. Yes. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, Andrea. Thank you so much. Hey, Pearl, what you doing? Okay. My cat is on my desk. What are you doing? What do you want? She's so silly. Anybody else want me to look at their astrology? Oh, what are you doing, Pearl? Oh, kisses. Anybody else want a reading? Oh, Stephanie, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anybody who wants an astrology reading, a mini love reading, where I look at your chart and see what's going on. I will talk about harsh transits, who you attract for dating, who you attract for marriage, and also what you attract as far as your Venus, how love plays out. And we'll talk about your Mars. If you're a woman, it's who you're attracted to, and then if you're a man, it's your Venus, who you're attracted to. And we go by how you flirt and all that. And I will look at all of that for for a mini love reading. Okay. Now, if you wanted a tarot reading, it's $10. And of course, I'm going to do more than just one card. But you know, let me know if that's something that interests you. If not, then that's okay. That's okay. If you haven't followed me on TikTok, please look for lauralovecoach.com and follow me on TikTok too. So I would like to do a lot of these lives on TikTok as well. So we will see how that goes. And I'm so happy you guys caught me in the middle of the night, because I'm like, was testing out my equipment. And I'm like, since I'm testing it out and I'm awake, I might as well just go live if people are awake too. Anybody else? Well, if you don't want one today and you decided that you want one later, you can go to my website, which is lauralovecoach.com. You can go to services. I have recorded options available if you want a pre-recorded session or a live session where you just get me over the phone and we can just talk about what I see. So either one is up to you. I offer natal readings, love readings, and the love reading is a full-on love reading. It's also with synastry and everything else. So I add that to that. A natal reading also has to do with your career. We touch on your career, your life path, how people see you, how you handle your emotions, how you communicate, who you draw on for dating, who you draw on for marriage, any difficult transits. We talk about that as well. And that's a natal reading, just so you know. And then we offer a solar return. A solar return is more involved. What you're going to be dealing with from this birthday until your next birthday. So that's a solar return. And then we do, if you want a live one-on-one, I have my 888 line. So if you wanted to call me, you would call that 88 line, say, hey, Laura, do you have time for, like, I don't know, a 20-minute session today? And I was like, okay. And then you pay the session, and then you call the number again. I answer, blah, blah, blah. Once your time is up, you'll have like hold music play, and you have 2 minutes to add time if you wanted to add time to your call. It's per minute. And you could get me live. And, you know, a lot of people really like it. So I added that option because when you want to do a live reading with somebody, sometimes it's like I take people all over the world, and people are like, oh, I didn't know, like my computer wasn't working, my volume wasn't working. There's all these technical problems, you know, which for a while I was only doing recorded readings because of that. And it was really annoying. And then some people were like, oh, I got the time zone wrong. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm wasting my time that I couldn't do something else, you know. So I offered this because at that point they can just call my number and they can say, are you available today? And I could say, I'm available in the next hour, like an hour from now, or in the next 20 minutes, or I could take you right now. And then they choose, do they want to talk for 20 minutes, 20 minutes? It's 10, 20 minutes, a half an hour, or an hour. There's a choice you could choose when you check out. So depending on what they choose, they call back, I answer, and I'm like, hey, okay, let's go. And then all of a sudden I let them know. We don't start time right away until it depends on your reading. I make sure all your birth data is in the computer and everything before we start. And then we start. And then once the time goes, it'll automatically go to like hold music or whatever. And then you have an option. You want to add more time or not. You know, most people, like I said, do like it. And I like it because I'm not dealing with the technical problems. Oh, it's the time zone issue. It's just so annoying. You know, it's like, okay. So, and the reading's live. So that's nice. So you can always, all those options are available on the website. And some people just like the recorded session that they can just keep, and they can always have it, and it's always there for them. And that's nice too. So let me know. So are we done for the night? Anybody else want a reading? Are we done? Let me know. Okay. All right, you guys, if you wanted a reading from me, just go to the website and you can book it there if you don't catch me here. Thanks for those who came in last minute. I was testing my equipment and if everything I think worked out okay. Anyway, I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful night, you guys. All right, take care. Bye-bye.